Hey, it's Richie and Wes.
He's Richie.
And he's Wes.
And this is our show. Welcome to our show where the truth gets messy, and so do we.
We're sometimes messier than the truth, honestly.
That is a fact. That is a fact. Policy, no shade.
And that is the truth.
We're back after a week off for the Thanksgiving holiday. For those of you who celebrate, I hope you had a great time.
Yes, happy gentrification.
Yeah.
Holiday.
For those of you, it truly is. Or for those of you who just fought with your families the whole time, I hope you won every argument.
Thank you. Can I say something about that real quick?
Yes, please do.
Okay, I need y'all. Our audience is all grown. I need y'all to find your found family. And after this year, say, fuck your family. Spend time with your found family. Not that I have any issues with my family, mind you, so if my family's listening, which I god damn hope they're not. But
please stop now. Turn off the show immediately.
Delete this from your podcast stream. No, but like people have horrible. I feel so bad that they feel so pressured into spending time with these miserable, horrible people that make them feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even a big holiday fan, but just if you're gonna have to spend your holiday with someone, spend it with someone that enjoys you and appreciates you at least.
Friendsgiving is a thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just say, yeah, I can't make it. Oh, I'm sick. Whatever. Don't go.
Fuck it. It's past 2020 now. You have COVID. You can't travel. Make up an excuse.
For real.
I'm fortunate enough to have family that accepts me for who I am and what I do, and there's no judgment, but that's not the case for a lot of people, and it's very much a luxury. So I hope that you guys in this next year coming up find the balls just to make up an excuse and have fun, because I'm not going to say the name, but this poor follower of mine is a trans woman, and I was just checking on Thanksgiving, saying happy Thanksgiving to people and just checking the streams and whatnot, because I had a wonderful Friendsgiving at my friend's bar. And she is so positive and just so fun. And she just kept saying, oh my God, I feel horrible. Oh my God, I feel so uncomfortable. People keep misgendering me. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I wasn't going to say it to her face, obviously, because to make her night worse. But I'm just like, girl, spend time with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck that family. You're not obligated to go see those people. I'm sorry, you're not. I know it's a hard cycle to break, but why are you putting yourself through all that anxiety and being disrespected, most of all?
Yeah.
For what, a day where there was free food? Go hang out with your friends and do that.
Tons of places have Thanksgiving celebrations. You can get free food.
Yeah, literally.
And
it's not like she's poor. She has a great friend group too. Stay home. Again, you have COVID. Next year, you have COVID.
Exactly. And if they saw you on social media partying, that was you got better. You just suddenly got better. Day of, you felt fine.
It was a false positive.
It is okay to manage your relationship with your family. It's not that you never have to see them again or cut them off completely, but it is fine to manage them and be like, here's what I will do. We can meet for X, Y, and Z. We can do this, but your time is like your time, especially during the holidays. I know how lonely people get, and you can reclaim that for yourself to be with your friends and your chosen family who accept you for who you are and will not make it an awkward time.
Exactly. Treat your mental health better.
100%.
And spend time with people who love you.
Agreed. Now, for those listening, you might be able to tell that Richie and I are not in the same studio like we normally are.
No, and if you hear sirens, I apologize. There's a fire truck going right by me. I'm charging my car right now.
Richie's in his car. I am in Mexico. where I'll be until next year. Actually, I'm down here for the month, but I wanted to tell a quick little story about my
Ooh, yeah.
adventures in Mexico.
Oh, do
So
tell.
I almost got arrested for eating gummy bears.
Excuse me? Wait, what?
Okay, picture it.
I'm picturing it. Excuse me?
I leave where I'm at. Where I'm at is a very fancy resort, and everything is provided for us here. It is all enclosed and locked up, and you can't get in or out without passing through a big security gate and all this stuff.
Uh-huh.
But they only serve a pescatarian or vegetarian or vegan diet here, which is great. Don't get me wrong. All those things are wonderful. I need chicken. I don't care. I need my chicken. I need that chicken. So a friend of mine and I, and of course, if
Did
'cause
y'all steal a chicken from a farm?
we did not steal a chicken. This was about gummy bears. So
Okay.
there's plenty of places in town. There's a few places in town where you can go out and just get a whole rotisserie chicken.
Uh-huh.
And I can bring it back to my room and I can whatever. I can have that for dinner if I want to, or I can just, whatever, add that on. So we go off campus and we go, and meanwhile, of course, because I'm me, I took an edible. I was like, this is
Uh-huh.
going to be a great, I'm going to have so much fun shopping in Espanol.
Oh
And
God.
we get our stuff and we're having a great time. And
Was this yesterday?
no, this is a couple days ago.
Okay. I'm like, because I'm the one that said, yes, bring edibles to the dinner. I'm like, am I
Mm.
complicit?
No, so the edible is edibling. Like it is
Oh no.
hitting.
God damn.
And I'm like,
Okay.
wow, well, I know what will fix this. Just if you ever have an edible and you're a little too high, or you smoke and you're a little too high, or you do whatever and you're a little too high, all you need to do is eat some sugar. Sugar naturally will
Really?
it brings you down a little bit.
Oh, no.
Most other food does not. You can have carbs, you can have whatever, you can have your munchies,
Yeah.
but especially sugary stuff will kind of bring you back a little bit.
Got you.
So I Meanwhile, my friend wanted to go next door to pick something up there at this place. I think it's called Dax. It's like a beauty supply store. They have
Okay.
whatever, all this stuff, face creams and lotions and candles and all this shit. And I walk in eating the gummy bears because I need. This is a situation where there's no. We're not pausing. Like right. Like
Yeah.
I need this now,
Yeah.
and I'm not thinking about it. I'm also so violently high. I'm not bothered by
Oh
anything,
God.
nor do I really know where I am. So we're
Yeah.
walking to the store and I'm eating my gummy bears. I'm looking at the price of something, and I'm suddenly surrounded by store security.
Oh my God.
Mind you, this
Because
is,
you're eating them in the store.
yes. So mind you, this is a beauty supply, whatever. They don't fucking sell gummy bears. So
Yeah.
I don't even know what's going on. And I've reached a point of don't give a fuckness where
Oh no.
literally they were like saying something in Espanol, of course,
Oh God.
and my gringo ass pulled out the receipt out of my pocket and was like, I paid for these, and literally kept fucking eating them.
Oh my God. Wes.
They're like, here's the receipt, motherfucker. I got it next door. Haha.
Oh Lord.
And they were like, yeah, you're what I could gather was apparently I'm not allowed to eat in the store. So
Okay.
he took my gummy bears for some reason and marked them with a magic marker and then handed them back to me. So I just put them in my pocket and I was like, fine. I'd already eaten like half, right? Like it was
You're
fine.
like, I got all my fillings.
I did what I needed to do.
Joke's on you. I'm all sugared up, fucker.
But the level of not caring that was coming through. My friend was like, literally just like, you're gonna go to fucking jail. Like they're gonna drag you to the
My
back of
God.
the store right now. And I was like, it's fine. I have a receipt. Like I just
You're all,
did
whatever. I
not,
love gangbangs.
I did not fucking care. And they were
Were
just
they
like,
cute?
a couple of them were cute actually. I was like, go on,
Okay.
take me in the bag. You need to do a
Right.
pat down, you do it.
What I mean with the good time.
So I just didn't give a shit. They were like, whatever. I finally just put them in my pocket and kept my receipt and all this stuff. But yeah, literally, it was I was surrounded,
Oh my, I would have
surrounded
peed my pants.
by people who, and I don't speak Spanish very well, so I barely understood what they were saying. I was not responding in Spanish because I'm not comfortable
Yes. Replying in Spanish.
really replying in Spanish. And they were all just like, sir.
Oh no.
Like, please. So yeah, I avoided
You're recording from
deportation.
prison.
But I am fine and everything worked out okay.
Well, that's good.
But I kept the
Okay.
wrap. I kept the gummy bear wrapper and the receipt because I need to keep that for posterity. I don't know if I'm going to frame
I love it.
I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I will keep that as a keepsake from my time here.
Oh Lord. I love it. Well, my last thing up is that since you've been away gallivanting in Mexico and I've been here in ghetto ass LA, I am famous. I have been mentioned on another podcast.
Oh, okay. I've always said I'm just going to ride your coattails to the top. So please,
We're riding each
just
other's coattails. What are you talking about? No, well, I'm not kidding. I was alluded to.
okay.
Okay, so the show that we are going to be affiliated with coming up and using your studio for video time.
Yeah, we have some
Becoming
exciting
podcast.
stuff coming up for the podcast, y'all.
Yes, we do. Get ready for it. You're going to see all of our messiness in 4K.
That's right. We're partnering with another podcast and utilizing their studio for
Yes.
video elements coming in 2025.
Yes, my very good friend of 12 years now, Anthony, has a podcast called Keep It Comin' Pod, and they just started up, and he hits me up and he says, hey, hope this isn't weird, but I may have mentioned you on the show. And whenever anyone says anything like, oh, like you came up in conversation, I'm always like joking around, oh, haha, hopefully good things with like, the eyeball emojis.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, maybe. And he brings up something. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, he would never talk shit about me at all. Like we've been boys for years. So that was never mine. But I'm like, what could he possibly have been talking about on his show? And someone, because they did reader questions like we do, and someone asked a particular question I'm not going to repeat on here, but he paused because they had a guest in the show. And he was like, wait, did this question come from someone from my old job? You know what I'm talking about.
Huh?
Not the listeners. Regarding something that happened at my old job and why I had exited my old job.
Yes.
And I was like, excuse me? But he was like, is this listener talking about you? And I was like, I freaked the fuck out. And I was like, send me your link right now. Of course, it's an hour and 50-minute episode. And I'm like, can you give me a timestamp? Because now I just want to know what the fuck was said. Now that it's out there.
Yeah.
Turns out, similar situation, totally different detail. So it was not me at all. I still love you, Anthony.
But you still got an honorable mention on the show, so
I did. It was a silent one, but my boy's always thinking about me. He was ready to defend me, I will say that. But yeah, my heart did drop for a minute because I'm like, oh hell no.
Mm.
I know my business is not getting spread out out in the streets like
Especially,
that.
but not by someone that's not you. Like it's fine if you're telling your own business.
Yeah, I'm like, and he even asked, can you tell me who sent this question? Just so he could see if he might have recognized something in the screen name, but no, it was not me. The details after they kept talking were not me at all, but I did feel special that I was the first person that he thought of,
You're
despite the context.
fresh on his mind. Fresh on his mind. That's where you need to be.
Literally.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
And we will be
That's
in
great.
studio with them next year, which is going to be fun.
I am so excited for that just because I feel like we're doing this podcast for fun and we do, but at the same time,
Yes.
like why are we not like way more famous? We need to be.
Yes. I mean, we've had a PR team. We've been on red carpets. We've been at the Out Magazine Power fucking 500. I mean, come on
Yeah.
now.
Come on.
But no, and I mean, to be fair, COVID did fuck us over. We were
It sure did.
literally on the edge of a tour.
Yeah.
That someone that I know that is affiliated with a very big celebrity that I'm not going to talk about, but was really going to get us out there, and then a month later,
Yeah.
the world shut down. So,
Yeah.
you know,
But
things happen, good timing.
it does. Timing happens, and that's all come back around because we may have a live venue coming up in 2025
Exactly.
as well.
Yep, which also the universe happened, and a buddy of mine that I've known for 20 years at this point was actually asking if, you know, I knew any podcasters or anyone that could do a live show or anything like that. I was like, oh, well, I have one, which I'm horrible at marketing myself and the show unless someone brings it up. I've realized
So many
I'm
people
really bad
are.
at that.
Yeah.
I'm not good at networking myself. I'm just not. Like Anthony didn't even know I had a podcast for 6 years until we were talking about him having one. It's I don't talk about myself a lot until I'm actually recording with you because again, we're having fun. It's just like
Right.
having cocktails with a friend.
Well, and I think a lot of people are like that. They're like, "Oh, my little thing. Oh, that's not really, you know."
Yeah.
So many of us do that. We kind of shrink ourselves instead of really owning up to all the stuff that we're accomplishing. So that's very normal. And also, I
Which
feel
we
like,
actually have, considering that we're an independent podcast without any sponsoring, but we've had sponsors.
yeah,
We've actually done a lot
we
in our time.
have.
If you
We
really
sure have.
dial it back.
Yeah.
Yes, but yeah, so we might be at a bar near you here in the valley coming up soon.
We're doing great.
We are, damn it. Things are falling into place.
Well, if I may use that to pivot into shading some national news,
Yes.
someone who is not doing so great is the CEO of United Healthcare, who was shot dead on the streets of New York.
I was about to say, I'm like, not doing great, bitch. He's dead.
He's really not doing great.
He's not doing anything.
And we were talking.
You know, I've always said on this show. Oh, go ahead.
No, I said we were talking about how over the last few episodes we've already not giving a fuck, but we're truly at the point where like empathy is out of network.
Yep, nope, not at all. I mean, my first tweet to this was, well, look at that, you know, he killed millions of people, so karma got his ass.
The comment section on every single one of these updates was worth the trip. And I hope you all do dive into the comments when you see some of these trending topics, because not only will you get some hilarious replies and probably a hit viral tweet from Richie Rich responding to
Literally.
one of these.
Literally. Then I'll realize like 5 days later.
Yeah. They're like, why do I have like 5,000 notices?
I'm like, why are there only 4 tweets in the top of my notification bar? Oh, because they've blown up out of nowhere.
It also provides such context to why we have truly lost quality. And one of the comments that I highlighted from this was someone who, granted, they started off with a joke. They're like, "Oh, was this trip to the ER really emergent?" According to his own company, my husband's heart attack was not an actual emergency, and we had to pay $3,000 out of network. That's why nobody's sad about this story. That's why nobody's upset about this story. That is why no one is replying in any way that is anything
Exactly.
but. And sure, is it mean? Sure. Is it dark humor? Sure. Is it appropriate? I would say so.
Do we care? Absolutely not.
I certainly feel bad for those who remain, right? You know, he had a wife, he had
Of
kids, he
course.
had family, he had all those things.
Yeah.
Also, you're the CEO of a huge corporate healthcare conglomerate that is killing people every day. So, am I shedding a tear or
Quite literally.
losing any sleep? I can't say that I am.
My favorite comment was from someone that, because I reposted and I said, "Oh my God, why is no one talking about the witness that was there that ran away?" And someone said, "What witness? I don't see a witness. I see a man that just died of pre-existing condition."
It's funny. I don't care. I don't care.
I don't give a shit. I said this before on the show. Any class that I had has been dismissed. I don't have it anymore. I'm sorry. Anyone can get it any time of day. Don't give a shit.
You know who else doesn't give a shit at this point?
Who?
The Satanic Temple, who has for
What?
many years been a very silent uh, opponent of the Christian church and has done things in sometimes kind of like trollish ways just to mock the church and what have you.
Are
However,
they me?
we should join because, first of all, if you read the
I
tenets of the
should.
if you read the tenets of the Satanic Temple, it's all like live your life and be, like none of it is bad. None of it's like we kill people and like, oh, it's all
Yeah.
about blood. Like it's all things that are like, okay, the Satanic Temple essentially believes that like we're earthbound. Earth is what we got. This is it. You can make the most out of your time here and then fuck off. You're dust. That's pretty much, I'm kind of paraphrasing, but that's pretty much it. It's all about
Yeah.
earthly pleasures, allowing yourself earthly pleasures. And while they used to be sort of a subtle underground, a little bit of backlash to Christianity, oh no, they have decided since public elementary schools are offering religious release program for students who are Christians. Now the Satanic Temple is offering the same program established in many schools
I love
under
it.
the guise of religious freedom. So
That's my kind of petty. I love it.
they cannot be told no, they cannot be turned away because they're following the exact guidelines that have already been established by the Christian programs that are offering the same types of things in public elementary schools.
Fuck. Good for them. Good for them. Good for them.
So far, there is only one elementary school that is offering this program, but I hope it spreads nationwide. I truly
Same.
do. I really do. Hmm.
Fuck yes. All right, I'm gonna have us pause for just a moment, all right?
Yeah.
Because I have to check on the charger real quick.
Okay, no problem.
All right.
This is where my editing skills would come into play.
I'm like, make a timestamp that way you can go back and do that.
It's harder on Zoom, but I'll figure it out. Or who knows? Maybe I'll just leave this in. Who gives a shit?
All right, I'm all good.
How long does it take an electric car to charge?
Okay, so it's weird. So an electric car is basically like a cell phone. So you know how when you
Ooh.
charge your phone, it charges very quickly until 80%, and then the other
Uh,
20%, it takes fucking forever.
yeah.
Same exact thing with electric cars. So if I'm, for instance, I was at like a fourth of a tank, essentially, so a fourth of a charge. It takes me like maybe 20 to 25 minutes, 30 minutes max to charge to 80%. The other 20% takes another fucking 45 minutes. So that's the annoying part of it.
Yeah.
But it's also a slow time right now, so I don't really, I don't care about it being annoying.
Right.
Um and taking longer, but it's yeah. But also I was trying to check because the fast chargers have two different ports. So one's for a Tesla charger because they're different because Elon's an idiot. Kind of like a lightning charger versus a USB-C. And then everyone else has, the normal charger. But if you have two plugged in at the same time, which I'm only at, the place that I charge my car at, you can only do that on the ends of them, and I'm in the middle. It'll slow down charging because they're still going from the same station.
Got it.
Yeah, but the one that I'm at right now, the Tesla side says that it's out of service. So I noticed that it's charging slower than normal. So I just wanted to make sure that nothing was going on with the whole station to begin
Yeah.
with.
That is still going up.
Yeah, but it is. Yeah.
I
It is going
have
a little bit slower, but nothing crazy.
Okay, get this. I have neighbors that have electric cars because I live in a very small, like boutique apartment complex, and
Yeah.
I have rent control. I'm dying there, and
Right?
two bedroom, two bath, all hardwood floors. Like, come on. And they have decided that instead of finding charging stations, they are going to run an extension cord through the entire parking area into
Oh my gosh.
the laundry room.
What?
Yeah, to charge through a regular outlet.
That takes like 10 hours.
Thank you. There are so many cords and shit back there. I run all that shit over. I don't care.
Good, as you fucking should. That's ridiculous.
I do not care. What am I supposed to do? One day, one of the dryers in the laundry room was unplugged so someone could charge their car.
That's insane.
I was like, that's enough for you. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not, I'm not quite petty enough to take pictures and send them to know why their electric bill for the building has gone up so high. But I am petty enough to unplug that shit and just drop it on the floor.
Oh, 100%.
Give a shit. Also, if you leave your shit in the dryer for 2 hours,
Right?
I'm pulling that out and putting it on the
Same.
table.
That's it. I got shit to do, places to
Absolutely
be.
not. No. Mm-mm. No.
A mess.
Well, I feel like this is the bread and butter of our show, so we'll slide right into some celebrity shade.
Yes. Did you see the Britney news? I'm the Britney news
No.
guy.
What is it? What's
Oh,
going on? Also, I don't have a lot of Wi-Fi here, so
that's true. Yeah. Okay, so it was Britney's birthday this past week, December 2nd, same as my sister's. And breaking news, she had a meltdown, according to TMZ. She did not.
what do they
She was
have against her?
well,
Is there
first of all,
like
they were partnering with her father for the longest time. So that
Mhm. Who they're probably paying for information.
exactly. Um,
Well, he's got to make
so
that. He's got to make that money somehow. Now that he's off the.
yeah, now that he doesn't have a leg to stand on. Yes, I made the joke.
Mhm.
Yes, he lost a leg. No, I don't care. And we already covered this. Don't care. Other people sad about it. Him, not at all. Karma.
Oh, not enough.
No, not at all. So she went to fly, and she had a fucking candle lighter on her as she was aborting her private jet. So it made national news that Britney Spears brought a flame device onto a plane. She flies private, first of all. You can bring drugs on a fucking private jet.
Oh my
Let's just put that
God.
out there.
Do you know how many times I have done that? Are you kidding me?
Yes.
I've
Then,
lost 1,000 lighters.
oh yes. Also, it's a fucking stick lighter. Like who that you use to fucking light a fireplace with? Oh fucking well. Not so. Then she makes a video and addresses it in a very sarcastic manner. That that
I love it when she gets. I love it when she gets sassy. I fucking
oh
love
yeah. She said, I don't know how the paparazzi got this picture of me with the slider. How I even got in my hands. Like I think my friend just handed it to me when I was getting on my jet.
it.
She's like,
Jesus.
but the paparazzi is so upset, and I'm going to Mexico for my birthday, and I'm just going, to move to Mexico to escape the paparazzi. And I don't know, they always have my face looking like a Jason mask in these paparazzi pictures. Oh my God, it was unhinged. Britney Spears makes a psychotic rant on her Instagram. I'm like, this was clearly sarcastic. And says she's moving to Mexico.
I hope she's moving where I am.
She's
We can
right.
be
She
besties.
is spending her birthday alone, despite in her video saying that her friend handed her the fucking lighter in the first place.
Oh, that's
She loves
fine. Oh
candles.
my
They
God.
they
Yeah,
probably brought us speaking like candles in her hotel room. She landed fucking in Mexico. Like, why is this a news story? Leave this fucking woman. I'm happy she's having fun with it, honestly. But I'm like, leave this fucking woman alone. Kanye West is out here doing all kinds of shit, being unhinged. Fucking Matt Healy is fucking being racist and homophobic and transphobic and misogynistic. And nothing goes on nothing. But Britney Spears, God forbid, has a fucking fireplace lighter on her hopping into a private jet. And is cause for concern for the whole world. I'm like, oh,
also,
shut the
how
fuck up.
fucking wild is it that you can't, even on a private jet, you can't bring a fucking lighter? What is going to happen?
Nothing. You can bring anything on a fucking private jet.
Thank
They
you.
saw her walking to the private jet, just holding the goddamn lighter
Like,
and
what's
covering
gonna
her face.
happen?
Like, it's literally how I'm holding my, like, you can't see, guys, but
Jesus.
I'm holding my fucking vape right now. She was like this,
Mm,
clearly covering her mouth from the
yeah.
paparazzi that she probably spotted while she's walking, the 25 feet to the private jet.
Why
And
are
it's,
they allowed in airports? You do not have a ticket. You cannot cross this line. Fuck
I'm
all the
sure it's
way off.
probably some employee that sold off the picture. You already know.
Of course it is, but it just that. Oh my
Yes.
God, pisses me off so much. Also, how fucking tactless. You see a celebrity and you're zooming in on your fucking camera phone to try to get every
Okay, it was the blurriest fucking picture
gross.
ever. You can
You're
tell it was her.
gross. You're fucking
Like,
gross.
I've
And
been next to celebrities. I've never ever fucking even asked for a picture, let alone tried to sneak one. Like,
no, no, that is inappropriate. Weirdo. Speaking of weirdos,
just a mess. Ooh.
do you want to hear some,
Yes.
granted, secondhand shade about Chris Pratt.
Yes, I missed this. Please tell me now.
Oh, because this is not anywhere on social media. This is something I heard from
Oh,
someone. This is, yeah, granted,
yes.
this is hearsay. This would not stand up in a court of law. But apparently, Chris Pratt is so wealthy. Not only, and granted, look, the guy has succeeded. Okay, I'm not going to cut in that. He was a comedian. He was on a show. He did well on that show. He then got the body and was in not one but two major franchise IP films, right?
Yep.
Guardians of the Galaxy and fucking Jurassic Park and all this other
Yep.
shit. He's doing very well for himself. Honestly, anyone that can make it in Hollywood, you got to give them a little fucking credit. It takes a lot of work. With all of his money, he actually owns his own private island.
What?
Which, by the way, is just how rich I want to get. I want to get rich enough
Exactly.
to have my own private island. Richie, we can
I want to
share
say,
it.
hey, recording live from our island.
Yes.
It's Richie and Wes.
You can have the I'll have the west side, of course, and you can have the east side. You can call it whatever the fuck you want.
Yes.
And you know,
Richie Manor, Richie
yes,
Court, Richie Queen, whatever.
we'll take our little golf carts around the island
Yes.
to the studio, and then no one's allowed to visit. Like, that's fine. That's the level that I want to be at. I get it. However, when Chris Pratt's own family want to visit him or go to the island, they have to pay their own airfare.
You're fucking shitting me.
I wish I was. And he is so cheap and also so deeply into this religious cult that he's gotten into over the last X number
He's
of
in a
years.
cult? What
You
did
know,
I miss?
you know he's a super conservative Christian.
I know he's super conservative Christian, but
that wasn't him. That wasn't him back in the day. This is something that has occurred over.
I didn't know that.
Yes, this is apparently how he also has, become a bigger and bigger star because he is around affluence and influence, but they're also like super Christian.
Of the same breed, yeah.
Yes. His own, again, this is his own family, not friends, not like, oh, somebody invited him to a wedding and he was like,
fuck
oh,
that.
This is
if I'm on a goddamn island, all my friends be flying on my private jet.
Thank you.
See me.
Or at least give them a ticket.
Yes.
Oh, it goes further. Apparently, there was a family wedding. Not, and I believe it was either his direct family or, I don't want to give too much away because that might reveal my source, but let's put it this way. It was a family wedding. What happens at a wedding? There's always a guest registry and there's always gifts for the couple. Traditionally, of course, this is to give the couple things that they need for their life together. Granted, if the couple is already well off, who knows what people are giving them? Maybe it's money, maybe it's whatever. That, you really needed this specific
Gucci flatware.
Yeah, here. Oh, we're gonna build you an in-house sauna, whatever. Do you know what his wedding gift is of choice?
What?
A Bible. One.
I can't.
One Bible.
I would not have even saved for the fucking free, and probably not even free food. Probably have to fucking pay for a plate and every fucking drink you had, if there was even alcohol there. Now this sounds horrible. The more I'm thinking about it, this sounds like hell.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to go to his fucking island.
No. I'd rather take a trip to Palm Springs and call it a day. Like, no.
Thank you. Speaking of Palm Springs, we need to talk after we're done recording about
what? Oh,
Palm
what?
Springs.
Oh, I'm like,
Uh,
huh?
let's talk about it. But yes, so that's it. So he is apparently just so cheap that he will not apparently okay, I might edit this, but apparently even his own brother, when they're out together and they go out together and they're doing things together, and let's say somebody invites them somewhere,
Yeah.
guess who doesn't get their trip paid for?
What the fuck?
The brother. Now, look, I get it. You become a celebrity, you become rich, you become famous. Everyone wants something from you.
Yes.
Everybody wants a loan. Suddenly, you're a bank. Okay, I fucking get it. You need to have your own rules, stuff like that.
Yes.
But they're out together.
Yes. And you're inviting them out. I'm going to assume.
You're the one with the means. You don't split the bill. Come on. Come on.
This is blowing my mind, but also not surprised at it whatsoever.
Thank you. Now, again, I get it. If your family always expects you to foot the bill, if this is whatever, right back to Friendsgiving. Set your own boundaries then. Don't go out with them to fancy places if they can't be the one way. I understand
Exactly.
that. I understand that. But to invite your family somewhere, to have them come somewhere, oh yeah, come down to my island. Just pay for your plane ticket.
Exactly.
Absolutely not.
That is fucking insane.
Do you have
Oh my God.
anything? Do you have anything for Celebrity Shade next?
I do actually. So, Prince Harry, which we never talked about the royals, really.
Jesus, there's a name
We haven't talked about them forever.
We haven't talked about them in a long time.
Yes.
Although, let me just say, I would.
Oh, definitely. Oh
I
my
would.
gosh, yes.
Would
Yes,
bang
100%. That man is fine. I don't care. It's hot. And I love a ginger. Yes.
Yes. And he kind of
Oh my
looks like
God.
from those pants he be wearing all the time, you know.
Uh-huh. I can speak from experience. Gingers are usually packing.
He packing. You know he
And,
packing.
and I have a theory in my head that they always like black men and women because they are ostracized from the white community from birth.
Mm-hmm.
Because they are told they don't have souls just for being born and having a hair color.
Oh,
They are told they are ugly
yep.
when they were kids just because of their hair color that they cannot control. So, Black Twitter, if you're listening, don't. I said this already on there, but whatever. I think they see a semblance in being oppressed a little bit for something that they can't control because the majority of the white men that I've dated have been gingers.
Well, it's also the opposite of the spectrum. So it's kind of like colorism. Like it's fine to be white, but oh my God, not that white.
Yeah, no, you can't be that pale with those freckles and that red hair. It's like, meanwhile, I'm like, come on over here. I'm good.
Oh yeah, I've dated a couple redheads, and yeah.
And they can always usually sing. They have rhythm. I don't know what it is.
Everything.
Something about them. I call them the black people of their community. They really are. I do. I do.
They're the yin to your yang.
Yes, I love it, and they have a little swag about them all the time. Even the nerdy ones, it's something about them that's very black adjacent.
Because they've had to put up with so much shit
their
entire
life from their
life.
own goddamn community. I mean, I'm used to normal racism. I'm used to that shit. Whatever. But just to have, I can't imagine being born and being me and my own community saying that I have no soul strictly based on the color of my hair. That's a whole different form of hatred.
So
like, I can't.
Yeah.
No, but he is in the tabloids along with Meghan. because allegedly they have decided to do a professional separation. So everyone's like, they're gonna get separated, which to me, I was like, that means they're breaking up their brand because it's not working like they planned on it. Like that just sounds like a business decision to me.
So they're not separating as a couple.
No, it said professionally separating. So I'm like, okay, so their brand is separating. To me, that's like, whatever, this isn't working like professionally as a business.
So Megan's gonna do her thing and Harry's gonna do his thing.
Exactly. But then all the divorce rumors swirled around, and he talk about just professional grade A adult shade. Someone asked him about this, and he said, there are rumors, and there have been rumors for years now about us. And, from what I've read, we have been separated, I don't know, 10 or 12 times, and we've been in arguments 10 or 12 times. And who I really feel sorry for are the trolls. I truly feel sorry for them because they are banking on these things happening, and they're just not true.
It's kind of like QAnon.
And they spend all their days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like, and they spend their days doing all this research and wasting their time and all this stuff. But so I really, truly feel sorry for them because who has time to waste on these things to talk about the likes of me and my wife? Only to be proven wrong over and over and over again. I'm like, yes,
and time again. Do you know?
I'm like, that is a grade A media trained professional read, and I love it.
Truly. And the thing about them is I feel like, and maybe I'm buying into it, whatever, I don't care. But if I may, as someone who actually met Meghan Markle, and she was fantastic and wonderful, by the way.
Yeah.
I feel like they're the couple that talks. They're the couple that has a good relationship and they talk about shit. And they talk about not only what people are saying about them, but what someone said to them privately, to what someone you think here's like, and I find this with gay couples a lot. Like people be thinking that because gay couples maybe are a little flirtatious or whatever, they think if they do something or say something to one that the other doesn't know.
Yeah,
maybe that's not how it works. You don't have a relationship.
They are a unit.
You don't have a relationship that long, that's strong, where they've been making decisions together, where they don't talk about everything. They know what the other one knows.
You think two people don't own a multi-million-dollar mortgage, and they're gonna make an exception out of you? They met at a bar. Come on,
baby. No.
They might think that you're that important. You're not.
For all the speculation, for all of the chit chat and the talk and whatever, these two, again, this is my perception. These two, I think, have a real connection. And they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care. They left the royal family. They left.
Literally. And that is unheard of, mind you. That is unheard of.
And they said, we're going to do our own thing. And at this point now, they've decided each to pivot to do different stuff. Okay. You don't think that was a conversation? Do you think either one of them was surprised by the press release that they're having a professional separation?
Exactly. That they allowed the press to even know about?
Girl. They done told the press. They're the ones that told
They're the ones
press.
that told that.
Thank you.
You were never above a power couple.
No, and I really feel like, TV and the movies always love to paint couples as bickering and fighting and this and that and the other. I was just watching a video with Melissa McCarthy, McCarthy, the other day, right? Yeah, no,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Who basically she was being given a lot of roles that were kind of supporting roles and like wife roles. But the wife
Mhm.
is always like, "Oh, Jim," right? Like there, she's like, what if they love each other?
Right.
What if both of them were equal partners in their relationship? In the same way that I'm equal partners with my husband, who has co-written movies that have gone
Yeah.
become international successes, and TV shows that have become national and international successes. What if couples were actually represented
Normal?
in the way that we are? Because we talk about a return. Yeah. Come party with us. I would totally party with Meghan and Harry. Are you kidding me?
I do more than party with Harry.
Yeah, that's true. I'd do more than party with both of them. Are you kidding?
Very true. Hey,
Meghan is hot as fuck.
with the way my dating life's been going, I'm like, whatever. The way I don't give a fuck about people's feelings this year, I don't give a fuck about my sexuality at this point. I'm like, I'm just like anything goes. This is Russian roulette.
Honestly, what's weird is even though I'm, gender queer and I'm all these things and I express myself, sure, I have a, scruff or a mustache that I may present as a male, but I, feel a little more like a them or I feel in
Hmm.
touch. I feel in touch with that feminine side.
Yeah.
I've honestly thought the same thing, especially pansexually, because there are a number of trans men who are turning me on. Like,
Speak on it.
okay, I don't want to say I don't know anymore, but I'm willing to say I don't want to jump from one box to another. Or maybe maybe I am jumping from
Or
one
maybe you
box to
are.
another.
I'm
It's a little more fluid these days for me.
just tired of. I'm just. I made a very, very controversial post apparently on Twitter today, which people, of course, ran with like crazy. That I am, and I didn't say that I'm not dating black men anymore, which is very funny how this happened. So, if you're just tuning in, I have this weird reputation of being assumed by the way that I speak and I act. I only date white men, and I've only dated a handful of white men, less than a handful of white men. I've been married to a black man. I normally date people of color, and they're normally black. It's just how it happens.
And if you're
But
just tuning in, you've never listened to an episode before, Richie is the black one.
I'm the black one. We say this because we had a very bad comment attacking Wes. Poor you. I'm sorry.
Like, okay, whatever.
But no, I was just saying I am tired of dating black men in the city at this point because they've been, in my experience so far,
Mm.
just flaky, and the whole "I thought you only dated white guys" conversation pops up, and not knowing what they want and wasting my time. And with this new mindset of mine this year, I don't have time to waste, and I don't care about anyone else's time. I don't. So, and mind you, these people approach me, so it's not like I'm actively
Mhm.
pursuing
Well, but
someone. So it's
also, I mean, I know it's such a buzzword, but how racist is it to presume that someone who
it is. It's
speaks
ridiculous,
eloquently
and
would
I've had enough.
only
I've
be interested
Yes,
in white people? That is
I
incredibly racist to presume that black people
I've
don't speak eloquently, first of all, or
thank you.
educated, or can.
Oh,
There's so many levels
I've
to
gone
that.
back and forth with Black Twitter for fucking years with this topic. I'm like, oh, so you want your lawyers, your doctors, your politicians to sound like me, and that's fine. But the
Uh-huh.
people that are just normal everyday people can't sound like me, and then that's incriminating. That's a little weird to me.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I made a post saying, I'm over dating black men right now in the city. Like, there's this guy that is, mind you, let's for context, this guy that is fucking Persian and damn near as dark as I am, and I'm fucking dark. I'm like, I made a joke. I'm like, I might just cuff him up, call me Princess Jasmine, and call it a day. That was literally my fucking tweet. Oh my god, Black Hotep Twitter popped up talking about, well, like, no, well, like, maybe you're the problem. Maybe, you know, like, I would never let down with pink meat. I'm like, what did I even speak about white men, first of all? Secondly,
I mean, also, wow, okay,
yes,
thanks.
this is literally, yes, these are the tweets that I got. Then I had a follower of mine that he's on the verge of fucking being blocked. Being like, well, maybe you're the issue. Like, you need to like maybe you're attracting these people. I'm like, oh, I read him the fuck down. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm someone that has been in multiple multi-year relationships, been in a whole marriage. Most of my relationships last about 3 to 4 years. I'm a man of a certain age.
Yeah, no, we actually have that in common. When we're dating someone, we're
But
with
I'm dating, I'm
we're
dating.
with them. Yeah, we're with them.
Yes,
That's
that's it.
yeah,
I don't
years.
date around like this, that, or the next thing. This is a new thing for me, and I'm just calling people out. I'm like, and I take accountability. I actually made a whole fucking post about how I felt like shit 2 weeks ago because I had a migraine, which I rarely have anymore, but when I have them, they're very, very crippling. And I fell asleep and I woke up and I missed a date. And I felt like shit about it. I texted the guy. I was accountable for it. And that's just what it was. I'm like, no, baby, I'm not the one to play the victim. And I'm like, and I'm also one to be extremely self-aware. So with my dating history, that's how I know I'm not the problem. If I were the problem, I'd accept that, which I have before.
Look,
But
it happens. I mean, if I was going out on a date with someone and they explained the situation in a way that took accountability for what happened, thinking about my feelings and my time,
thank you.
that would be, I would easily forgive that. I would very easily forgive that.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, like,
but it's the ones who
my
leave you
first text was,
unread.
oh fuck, oh fuck, oh
Yeah.
fuck. I am so fucking sorry. I just woke up. I set 4 alarms. I don't sleep through alarms. I usually wake up before my alarms. So my body was telling me something, obviously. But I'm like, you don't get to fucking sit here and victim blame me, and then accuse me of betraying my own race when it's mostly all I've ever fucking dated. And also, you're not gonna bully me into only dating black men when I said, hey, this fucking dating pool is fucking small and it's shitty. Sorry, it is what it is. Again, guys, if you're just tuning in, I'm the black one. Do not attack Wes. I'm like, no. I'm like, where are you pulling these straws
I'm attracted to
from?
everyone, just so you know. I literally am attracted to everyone.
And so am I. So it's like
just putting that out there because I'm still single. So get at me.
Exactly. I'm like, I'll be damned.
Get at me.
If someone I've never fucking met from the internet is going to try to bully me into, well, first of all, gaslighting me into saying things that I didn't fucking say. I've never said I'm gonna date a white man, fucking black man. No, I said dating these fucking black men is fucking horrible. Whatever. This Persian fucking man that I've been fucking picking up with, I might as well just fucking like make it official with him. Like, why are you grasping at the unreal and twisting my words around and gaslighting me? Like, no, absolutely not.
Blocked. I love the block feature.
So do I. It's amazing.
You know what I dislike about TikTok is you can't block someone from the comments.
I know.
You have to try. You have to really get in there to go to their profile.
Yeah, you can't individually. You can make people who you follow or mention be available to comment on your stuff though.
Yeah.
So if you do follow them, you can block them and unfollow them, and then they can't, reply. But it was just annoying. Minor irritation for today, but whatever.
All right, I got one more thing. Actually, kind of two more things for Celebrity Shade.
All right.
The first one is, and I know we have talked about this before. I feel like there should really be some justice. Montag. She is someone who has consistently always just been herself, done what she wanted to do, has been living her life. Look, she was thrust into stardom because she was on some fucking reality show.
Yep.
She made the best of it, okay? And she also said, I'm going to take my money and I'm going to look how I want to look. Oh, but now, oh my gosh, people who have everything done at once. Oh my God, look at Lindsay Lohan. Oh, she's had such a glow up. No, bitch, that's $200,000 for the plastic surgery. Oh my God. Oh shit, look at Donatella Versace. Oh, she's had no, bitch, that's a fucking facelift. Oh God, and look, I love Demi Moore. She's amazing. Oh God, look at Demi Moore, bitch. That is hundreds of thousands worth of plastic surgery.
Yep.
Granted, I get it. Heidi altered the way that she looked because she wanted to. But suddenly now we're appreciating people. Ooh, Christina Aguilera. Oh my God, she turned back time. No, she didn't turn back time, bitch. She looks like a new fucking person.
Yes.
Who might be cosplaying as Christina Aguilera. That is a considerable amount of plastic surgery. And suddenly, oh my God, she looks amazing. Oh my God, and granted, I'm glad that we're at the point where just people can do whatever the fuck they want and we're like, yay, they look great. Because Lindsay does fucking look great. And you know what? We've talked about this before too. Sure. Has she been problematic? Sure. Has she had problems? Yes. To see her have, a glow up, a surgical glow up, and to be back in light and doing all these things, awesome. But how fucking mean people were to Heidi Montag, who had everything done at once, and that's the new trend. That's what's happening in plastic surgery. They dissolve all your shit. They dissolve, Ozempic, whatever. You disappear for a few months. They stretch everything, lift everything, pull everything, eyes, forehead. Things are microscopic now. They go in through little dots at your temples and pull shit up. They do all this stuff at once. All this stuff at once. Nose, chin, eyes, fucking facelift, fucking everything. And now it's okay.
But people are hypocrites.
When that poor girl from the hills said, I'm going to do it all. I'm going to look how I want to fucking look.
Yep.
To this day, she is still heaped on. Justice for her and justice for Superficial and actually all of her songs and all of her music. Yes. That shit is
very good, mind you.
That shit is a bop. I don't care.
That was $1 million worth fucking spent. I'm sorry. Like, that is money well spent.
Sure was.
That album was full of Britney rejects, but she made the best side of it. Those producers did an amazing job.
I don't care if it sounds like she's singing into a fan.
It halftime doesn't. That's the majesty of it, because at that time it took extra fucking work to make a non-singer sound like a singer, and she did a damn good job, and so did those fucking vocal producers. They did their thing. That was money fucking well spent.
Magic all around. If you cannot unironically listen to Superficial, I'm sorry, you can't be a fan. You can't be a fan because that song is so hilarious. First of all,
it is.
Look at the lyrics, listen to the lyrics, read the lyrics.
Camp. That's the definition of fucking camp.
Thank you. Heidi,
I know
come
I'm
on the show.
superficial. They think I'm just a bitch. They're just jealous because I'm fancy crazy and I'm rich. Come on now.
Ah,
I
love
rock the
it.
latest fashion and I rock the latest trends. The haters want to be me because they really can't be me. Come on now.
Yeah,
That,
okay. Heidi, come on the show.
yes, please do.
So yeah, that's just my little please,
Little end of the
please,
show rant.
little rant. Little rant. But I have one more thing before we get to a brand new segment on the show. And I feel like this always happens when we do our remote shows is we're already running over an hour, but I don't care.
Yeah, that's fine.
One new thing, and then we'll get to a brand new, never before discussed topic on this show. But I just so happened to meet someone who was involved in the making of this, I would say, old movie, but it's a classic movie spoof called Airplane.
Oh yes.
Without Airplane, you don't have a number of other spoofy movies, right?
Yeah.
I think the Wayans brothers even did
Yeah.
that. Snakes on a Plane. Come on.
Yep.
So the movie Airplane was released, I think maybe like mid to late 70s. There were several sequels. And then it kind
Yep.
of became a classic because it was on like, I don't know, fucking Turner Movies or something, and it was on TV all the time. And I just feel
Yeah.
like everyone probably knows what this movie is.
Hmm.
Classic, classic, classic movie. Constantly makes it into the top 10 lists of comedic films, spoof films, what have you, to this day. Certainly for its time. For
Yep.
its time, having a disaster movie that is a spoof where everyone in the movie says ridiculous things in
That
a
yes.
way where they are not being funny,
It's all deadpan.
deadpan
Serious.
serious, completely deadpan serious. We see that far more frequently these days, but
Yeah.
at the time, you got to rewind. Studios always have a format. Studios always have a particular approach to any genre. And when this movie first came out, mind you, this is like the producers and directors of this film are huge today, huge, huge,
Yeah.
huge, huge, huge producers, director, whatever, right? And you can look it up, fucking Google along. I'm not going to do all the work for you. This movie, when it first was scripted, got around to the studio executives, and everyone was like, "What the fuck is this? This is not. This is not funny. This is not. What is this? This will never. This will never work.
Mm.
This will never." And someone that I met recently had read the script and also felt it wasn't funny because he didn't get it because he was a studio
Yeah.
executive. And look, studio executives are fucking dumb. But
Yep.
to his credit, said, let me meet with these guys. Let me just meet with them. The producers of the movie Airplane.
Uh-huh.
Let me just,
See what's going on.
and they said, oh, you don't understand. All of the actors, they don't know that they're in a comedy spoof.
Oh, wait, what?
The actors think they're being dead serious. They're
I did
playing
not
they're
know this.
playing the roles as though this is they know, I mean, granted, they know it's a comedy because
Yeah.
hello, but the characters don't know that they're
Wow.
in a comedy. The characters don't know. The actors, of course.
Yeah.
The characters don't know. And that's when
Oh,
he was like,
that's great.
oh shit. So now I get it.
Yeah.
Also, here are the two things you need to focus on. At this particular point, the movie was just a spoof of another old movie, even older movie, I think called Zero Hour. There was like a plane disaster movie, whatever. And there's a
Oh,
literal line in the movie where everyone's getting sick on the plane, and they're like, we have to find someone who can fly this plane and who hasn't had the fish. And in a serious disaster movie, that line plays. But when you
got you.
but when you turn it into a comedy, the line "we have to find someone to fly this plane and make sure they haven't eaten the fish" becomes hysterical.
Yes.
But he said, "Look, everything you've done is great as a spoof, but there are two things we care about. Does the plane land?
I'm
And
sorry that tickles me, but
right? And do the two main love interest characters, if you've ever seen the movie, it's the pilot and one of the stewardesses. Do these two lovers who have been separated, do they get back together? That's all the audience really cares about. Does the
yeah,
plane land? Do the lovers reconcile?
that's it.
And the writers of the movie Airplane said, "Oh my God, fucking genius. Oh my God, that's true storytelling. Like all we have
Yeah.
to do is really focus on all the stuff, whatever. Like, by this way, this is Jim Abrams, David Zucker, Jerry Zucker. Like they like people who have made so fucking movie.
That's insane.
They're like, oh God, that's right. Oh, you're so good at this. Even still, the studios were like, we don't get it. This is stupid. Audiences will never get this movie. They're never going to watch it. The main executives at the studio were just like, whatever. We don't care. Just release it. We don't even care. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to fail. And yet it has become this enduring comedy classic that so many people pull references from. And, to this day, you have the sort of straight, even in a regular comedy, you sort of have what's called the straight man.
Yeah.
The straight man in a comedy is supposed to be the one who's taking everything seriously, and then all this weird stuff is happening around them. Proof, yet again, that movie executives are fucking dumb.
Pretty
And
much.
and two, that in order to ever get any of your ideas through, you're gonna have to persevere. You're gonna have to push. You're gonna have to
Yep.
go against the grain, because every single one of these, I've heard about Airplane, I've heard about Home Alone, I've heard about
Yep.
so many movies that people were like, Home Alone, they canceled the fucking movie. They built all the sets on set. They had all the actors ready to go. Watching the Netflix series, the movies that made us, they were ready to go. They were about to film, and the studio that owned it at the time was like, "Oh, we don't want to waste any more money on this stupid movie. It's done. We're
Hmm.
pulling the plug." Same day, in fact, maybe within the hour, another studio was like, "Yeah, we'll pick this up, I guess."
Yep.
And Home Alone, of course, is again,
A classic.
every time there is something even slightly different that has now, of course, become iconic, no one thought it would work. No one thought was good.
Yep.
Let that be a lesson to you.
That was threatening.
Okay, now we're gonna pivot into a brand new segment that we've never done before.
Yes.
We're calling it We're Not Judging. We're not judging any of the bad things that you've ever done. We will, of course, be polling our audience on our social medias. There's many ways you can follow us. Go to our notes. Yes, we have show notes. Richie has his account. I have my account. We have a Richie and West account. Granted, we don't update that very often. There are many ways you can tell us, many ways you can tell us your deep, dark secrets, and we hope you will. But we're not judging. So as
Not at
ever,
all.
we will start with ourselves.
Yes.
So, all right, Richie, I'm not judging what bad you've done.
I have actually committed credit card theft.
I was not expecting that.
Oh, I know. I know, because I'm not a thief. And I have a clean record.
I was
Let me give some context.
like, what?
Yes. Okay, I was like maybe 19 or 20, I think.
That's
I
about the right
had-
age, I will say. Forgivable right away.
Oh no.
I'm
Oh,
not
no.
judging.
You're not
Again,
gonna
I'm
get...
not judging. I'm not judging. So
Yeah, no, you're not gonna
yeah.
guess where this is gonna go. I met this boy. His name was Timmy, I believe. And I had my own place. And my best friends, Jason and Amber, they're both brother and sister. They had their own place, and I would be there all the time. And I met this dude. He came from Wisconsin, and we became boyfriends. And then he slowly moved himself into their apartment, and it on paper seemed great. He was buying a shit ton of groceries and paying electric bills and paying gas bills and all of these things. And this is way back in the day because I'm old. And the one thing that stood out to me that was weird, that we would go to like Walmart and he'd buy a bunch of toys, which I enjoy, a Funko Pop, whatever. But it was like he was buying like a ton of board games, and every trip was like $500, $700, and this is way back in the day. So this is like the equivalent of probably like $1,400 every single Walmart trip. A little crazy. So then 2 months later, bills started popping up. You've not paid your electricity bill. You've not paid your gas bill. You've not paid this. Yes. He brought me to a car dealership because he was going to buy a car. And mind you, my parents taught me very, very well about business.
Yeah.
So at a car dealership, if you're going to buy a car cash, they're going to verify the funds in your checking account if you're going to pay by check.
Yeah.
This idiot literally wrote down $17,000 on the back of his checkbook.
Oh my God. Keep talking. I'm just going to check something really quick, but keep going.
Yeah, for sure. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And of course, the dealership was like, no, you're not going to get this car at all. So once that happened and the bounce checks happened and everything else happened, I literally was pissed. Because it's one thing if you fuck over someone that, I don't know, I still think it's bad. But my friends are my friends, my friends are family. So you don't get to fuck over my family. whatsoever. So he made the mistake of trying to pull rank in the apartment and going ahead and trying to force himself into my friend's apartment. So they hit me up because despite the Valley Boy voice, again, if you want to rewind the episode, I have a southern heart but a city mouth. And I also have city hands. So what happened was that after all this came to light, and we all figured out that he was basically just bouncing checks.
Yeah.
I was pissed. I mean, livid. So, what had happened was he tried to force himself into their apartment, like to live there. And I came over and I said, no, 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 no. You need to leave their apartment right now. You've now bounced checks. They're facing their livelihood being cut off.
Yeah.
You don't fuck my family. Sorry. My family, I mean my friends. Like, like, we're not doing this. He said, I'm not leaving. I said, you're leaving. Nope, I've been here for basically a squatter at this point because they had let him stay there for like it was like a couple of months.
Oh
I said, I
God.
don't give a shit. He's like, I'm gonna call the cops. I'm like, I don't
This
give
is
a
like
shit.
worst roommate ever.
Yes, I'm like, I don't give a shit if you call the fucking cops. They can find your fucking body in the back of the fucking ditch. Get the fuck out of my fucking friend's house right now. I'm outside, he's inside. I push myself into the door. He tries to slam the door on my arm. When I tell you I had the strength of 90 crackheads at that time.
That's what adrenaline will do.
Oh, yes. I slammed that door open. I picked that little fucking white boy up. No offense, Wes. And I literally pushed him outside, slammed that fucking door. No, I'm sorry. I'm misremembering, actually. Way more dramatic than that. I pushed the door open. I socked his ass. I beat the fuck out of him. Slammed him on the couch. Because it was right next to where the front door was in their apartment complex. And then I picked him up and I physically threw his ass out like a fucking tampon onto the carport, slammed the door, and I threatened him to come back inside. We did not hear from that boy ever again.
Mm-hmm.
However, his mistake, because I'm in full on adrenaline and petty mode. Oh, he left 2 of his bank cards on the kitchen table that still had balances because back in the day you could just put checks into fucking banks,
Yeah.
and that shit would just stay there until they finally caught up and realized, oh, this shit has no money in it. So I said, Jason, Amber, we're going shopping. So we went shopping on his credit cards. I filled up the tank of my car. I bought her the designer fucking um pottery that she wanted, her plates and her pots and her skillets
As you should.
from Le Creuset in fucking, yep, I sure the fuck did. Jason wanted a bunch of CDs or big music heads. I bought him every CD that he fucking wanted. We have not heard from that man ever again. I did not care. I pulled a whole hit 'em up style. I played hit 'em up style by Wu Cantrell in my car. I was that pissed. It takes a lot to get me that pissed off. But again, you can fuck with me to a certain degree, and I will take it and take it and take it and then snap. But you don't fuck with my family.
Mm-hmm.
That's immediate snappage. And I snapped and I ran up both those fucking cards. Sure the fuck did. And I hope he's doing horribly today.
Well, as your lawyer, those were funds that were allocated to you when he
Exactly.
left them on your property.
100% were.
Oh, ipso factor, finders keepers, losers weepers. Case
Literally. Oh, we went on a spree, honey. A spree. And I was on empty that day too. And I was like, oh, first trip to the gas station. Second trip, let's just go shopping, y'all.
Let's go.
And they're both very much like me, where we're very kind of passive until we have to not be passive.
Mhm.
So, but no, we were all like, fuck this. Yep, we're going shopping. I'm like, we are punching the fuck out of your place.
See, I feel like that's why we are such good friends because don't get me wrong, like we can both be extra and we can both be dramatic. I know I can for sure, but you have to push me to the point where I'm like, break.
This ain't right.
It's
This
done.
ain't right.
Nope.
That's it.
The fucking match. Pour the gasoline.
Yep.
Let's fucking go. I will be very accommodating. I know you are too. You're so accommodating. Up
Too
to
much
a
though
point.
sometimes, I realize.
You true, understanding, forgiving, etc. And then there is just that point where real knows real. The crazy bitch comes out.
I'm a benefit of the doubt type of person, so but there was no benefit of the doubt.
No.
This is pure disrespect. I'm like, once you try to, one, tell me I can't come into my best friend's home. Two, that you're not going to leave my best friend's home when they want you out. Three, you try to slam my fucking arm in a goddamn door? No, sweetheart. You're a scammer, you're a liar, you're a fucking mooch, and you got dealt with. Sorry. Beat your fucking ass, threw your ass quickly out the fucking side, and spent your goddamn money that I hope you're still fucking paying for. Because we went on a spree with whatever bounce checks he was depositing it into Bank of America and Wells Fargo. Guarantee it. Didn't care. Still don't care. Proud of it, actually. So what's yours? Because now I want to hear about this.
Oh God. Well, I feel like long time listeners of the show will know that I have alluded to this many times, the fact that I may or may not have stolen a car.
Yes.
So here's the story. I'm going to tell the whole thing. I'm not going to allude to it. I'm not going to make references. I'm going to tell you the whole story about how I stole a car. Many things in this story I feel are just technical, not my reality, which is we may have borrowed something. Okay, so cut to, again, probably about the age range you're talking about. When I first moved to LA, I was probably like 19, 20. And I had a friend who was living in an extremely, I don't even remember this person's name. I don't know who they were, but they were a very, very affluent person. They're, whatever. And he was living in their guest house.
Okay.
He also, all right, whatever. Like he knew them enough. He was assisting them in certain ways, helping them out in certain ways, what have you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yes, to some degree, he was getting a free ride because he wasn't paying rent, and he also was kind of getting paid for like being an assistant and like doing all the stuff.
Yeah.
Also, we were young and crazy. So one weekend when he knew they would be out of town. I didn't know anything. I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just coming over to chill. He knew they would be out of town. It's not like I didn't have a car. I've always had a car. That's the thing. I have been in my life a few times very poor. except I also realize my privilege. And when I say I'm very poor, I still have a place to live. I still have a car. Is it a nice car? No. I don't have a nice car to this day. I drove a fucking Honda Civic from 10 years ago. I I don't care. But just money flow, whatever
Yeah.
situation. But we were like, oh God, like we really want to go to this party, want to show up in a ride. Like we don't want to show up in whatever, whatever I was
Yeah.
driving, someone's fucking Camry,
Yeah. Some bucket. Yeah.
we want to arrive and there just so happens to be, and I don't even drive stick shift. I think we've talked about that again, longtime listeners,
Yes.
legacy listeners will remember it's
Yes.
it's got to be automatic for me because I'm that kind of girl. I
Yep.
don't
I'm
really
the stick shift
do
guy.
Richie is the car guy. Richie's the
I am.
car guy.
Yes.
He's the one that, yeah. So it's a very nice car. Do you remember the exact make and model? No. Might it have been a Ferrari? I don't know. So very nice car in the driveway, and they're not there. Well, my friend knows where the keys are. He seems perfectly willing to drive the car. I may or may not have mentioned how amble I am, that I could perhaps
Allegedly.
retrieve the keys in a way in which no one would know because the house was locked, except for a certain window by a certain side of the house. That I am strong and limber enough to get through. And here's what happened. We knew we wanted to arrive in style. I was like, well, I could do it. So I did not technically steal a car. I technically broke into someone's home. And from that break in, only stole a set of keys, which I then allowed my friend to have. And then we borrowed the car for a very specific time, returned the car to the exact same spot. We didn't take it to a chop shop. We didn't kill somebody and put them in the trunk and light it on fire and get like, look, like we're
Yeah.
fun. Like give us a break. Okay. We borrowed the car. Okay, we stole the car. We stole the car. I broke into someone's
You're an accomplice.
palatial mansion. No, I did that. He didn't do it. I broke into the house. It was me. Broke into the house,
But the car,
left nothing disturbed, took the keys. He drove the car. So, in the many times that I have alluded to stealing a car, it really wasn't me. I just did the breaking and entering. He is the one who took the keys and borrowed the car. And we showed up. I swear to God, the funniest thing about this whole thing is we showed up to this, it's a super gay party with all these fucking gay boys. Do you know what? We could have pulled up in our Toyota Corolla and no one would have even.
Nope.
But we had
even cared.
For the 3 people that saw us get out of that car, I guess it was very impressive. And then we returned the car. So that's maybe one of the worst things that I've done. Or at least illegal things. Because had they been around, sure, me breaking into their house probably would have been bad. And then also taking their car probably would have also been bad. But we put everything back. That's also the funny part is I had to re-break into the house to put the keys
Oh God, back where they were.
exactly as they were. And I did. It's like a murder scene. You just leave everything like it was before you got
Yep.
there.
Well, damn.
Is that bad?
I personally don't think so. I think mine was way worse. I assaulted someone and then committed credit card fraud.
You defended yourself and
I
then
did, yes, and my friend.
appropriated funds that were left
And this
to
is
you.
all allegedly.
Yeah. Meanwhile, all I did was borrow someone's vehicle for a specific amount of time.
Not mad at it.
That's it. That's it. And that's the show. We had so much to talk about this week, and I had way too much fun. I hope you all enjoyed listening, and we thank you for doing so. You could also help us out by supporting our wine fund. When we're reunited, granted, Rich is in the car. He hasn't been drinking at all.
I'm just chilling.
Yeah, he's just chilling. I've had about
Crystal Geyser.
I've had about half a bottle of wine. But when we reunite, we always have wine with the show.
Drinking for me, great.
Yes, I am. Okay, it's actually I've only have about a fourth left. But your contributions to our Patreon, which of course is also linked in the show notes, which we do have show notes, that helps us just keep the show going. You're supporting it for like $3 a month, you guys. Did you have fun listening?
We are a cheap ride.
We really are. We also post things that are on our Patreon that we don't cover on the show. You can get a little more insight into us. And again, just be more active supporters. So we hope you will in that venture.
And on that note, goodbye.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Be sure to check out our sponsors and our show notes and save some money by using our coupon codes. Until next time, goodbye. Bye.